Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm 41 years old. I'm recording this because I need to say it out loud. I need to make sure I don't forget the specific details of how it felt. I lost my daughter 2 years ago. Her name was Lily. She was 6 years old. I won't go into how it happened. It's too recent, and honestly, it's just too painful to relive. I don't want to go back there right now. What matters is the hole she left. If you have lost a child, you know that the grief doesn't really get better. You just get better at carrying it. You learn to walk around with a permanent weight in your chest. For the first 2 years, I didn't travel. I didn't want to leave her room. I didn't want to leave the house where her memories were. But my parents lived down in Florida, and they had been begging me to come visit. They were worried about me. So last month, I finally got on a plane. I told myself it would be good to get some sun, good to be away from the empty silence of my own house. The trip was fine. It was exactly what you expect. Humid air, palm trees, my parents trying too hard to make me smile. I was going through the motions. I was physically there, but mentally, I was just waiting to go back home to my safe space. On the third day, my mom asked me to run to the grocery store to pick up some things for dinner. Just a normal errand. I took her car and drove to the Publix down the street. It was a Tuesday afternoon. The store was busy. I remember the air conditioning was freezing inside. I bought the milk, the bread, the vegetables. I was in autopilot mode. I wasn't thinking about Lily. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just focused on getting the task done so I could go back and lie down. I walked out to the parking lot. The heat hit me like a wall. It was one of those bright, blinding Florida days. I was loading the bags into the trunk of the car. I was staring at the asphalt, watching the heat shimmer off the ground. Then I heard running footsteps. Slap, 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 slap. Little sandals hitting the pavement. Fast, I turned around. There was a little girl running straight at me. She was about 6 years old. My heart jumped into my throat because she looked exactly like Lily. Same messy brown hair. Same height. Same run. For a split second, the grief disappeared and the parent mode took over. I forgot that I wasn't a mom anymore. I forgot my daughter was gone. I just saw a 6-year-old running in a busy parking lot. I immediately scanned the area. Where are her parents? Is a car backing out? I took a step forward, ready to protect her, ready to yell, "Watch out," before she ran into traffic. But she wasn't looking at a car. She was looking right at my eyes. She didn't slow down. She ran right up to me. I dropped my keys. Instinctively, I went down on my knees. I don't even know why I did it. It was just a reflex, and she crashed into me. She threw her little arms around my neck, and she squeezed. It wasn't a polite hug. It wasn't the kind of hug a kid gives a stranger when they are confused. She buried her face in my neck. She pressed her chest right against mine, and she held on tight. I froze. I could feel her heartbeat against my chest. I could smell that specific scent that little kids have: sunscreen and strawberry shampoo and sweat. For a second, my brain just froze. For a split second, I forgot where I was. I forgot it was 2 years later. My body thought it was Lily. My arms wrapped around her automatically. I closed my eyes and I just breathed her in. It felt heavy. It felt real. It felt like my heart, which had been shriveled up for 2 years, suddenly expanded to fill my chest again. We stayed like that for maybe 10 seconds. Just a stranger and a little girl kneeling on the hot asphalt of a grocery store parking lot. Then I heard a woman's voice.
"Oh my God, I am so sorry."
The moment broke. The little girl pulled back, but she didn't run away. She stayed right in front of me. She stood there, her arms at her sides, completely unafraid. She looked at me with these big, serious brown eyes. She wasn't smiling. She looked calm. Her mother came running up, breathless. She had left everything behind. She looked mortified. She grabbed the little girl's hand. "I am so sorry," she said. "She never does this. She is usually so shy with strangers. I don't know what got into her." I stood up. My legs were shaking. I wiped my hands on my jeans. I said, "It's okay. Really, She's sweet." The mother was still apologizing, trying to pull the girl toward their car. "Come on, honey, we have to go." The little girl was looking back at me, waving her hand. I felt like I couldn't let them leave. "Not yet," I asked. "What is her name?" The mother stopped. She smiled, looking down at her daughter. "Oh," she said, "this is Lily." The world stopped. The parking lot noise, the cars, the wind, it all just went silent. I looked at the little girl. She was still watching me. "Lily?" I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I just nodded. I watched them walk away. I watched them get into a minivan. I watched them drive off. I stood there by my trunk for a long time. The ice cream was probably melting. The sun was burning my neck. I didn't care. I started to cry. Not the sad, desperate crying I usually do. This was different. I knew it wasn't my daughter. I know how biology works. I know my Lily is gone. But that hug, the way she ran straight to me, the way she pressed her heart against mine, and the name, it felt like a message. It felt like my daughter knew I was far from home, knew I was struggling, and she found a way to reach me. She found a little girl with the right name and the right spirit, and she gave me a hug. I got back in the car and I drove back to my parents' house. I didn't tell them. They would have analyzed it. They would have called it a coincidence. I know what it was. I haven't felt that weight on my chest since that day. I feel lighter because I know she's not just gone. She's around. She's watching, and sometimes she says hello.